Theo Cooper should have been preparing for one of the biggest missions of his life. Instead, he wakes up in a jail cell with a brutal hangover after getting arrested for public drunkenness and disorderly conduct. Not exactly the image of a future space hero. When he is released, his supervisor Walter Anderson is already waiting. Walter makes it clear that normally Theo would be kicked off the mission immediately. The only reason he is still in is because there is no time left to find a replacement. Theo does not even get to go home and clean himself up. Walter drags him straight to a press conference where the crew is waiting. Dr. Emily McTeer, the mission psychologist and medical officer, Cole Dvorak, the engineer, and Bug Kieslowski, the quiet scientist in charge of life support systems and side experiments. Emily is also Theo's ex, which makes everything worse. Walter tells the world the mission is not real space travel. It is a Kepler psychological experiment. Lock the crew in an underground bunker built to feel exactly like a spacecraft for 400 days, and study what long-term isolation does before humanity attempts deeper missions. There will be unexpected challenges. Emily adds that isolation can distort reality. Cole is also assigned to record weekly video updates for the public, the smiling face of the mission. A reporter asks Theo to speak as captain. Still half dead, Theo says he has nothing to add because he has a hangover and just got dumped by the woman he wanted to marry. That woman is standing right there. So yes, the mission is already going great. After the cameras leave, Walter leans close to Emily and reminds her about their deal. He never explains it, but it lands like a warning. Then he tells the crew, if any of them quits and leaves early, their careers are finished. The hatch opens. They climb down into the underground ship. Theo pauses for one last look at the trees, the open sky, and the hills outside. It is small, but it matters, because he is about to spend more than a year sealed away from all of that. Inside, the simulation starts immediately. They suit up, run a full systems check, and launch. The room shakes, the speakers roar, and it almost feels real, until an emergency warning says the payload is still attached. If it is not released, the ship will supposedly be destroyed. Walter does not help. He wants to watch them sweat. To prove he will not rescue them, Walter stays silent over the intercom. Theo can feel the crew watching him, waiting for the captain to break. He does not. He snaps orders, keeps his voice steady, and forces himself to look confident. When the warning clears, Walter's praise is almost cheerful, like he did not just threaten them with fake death. It is a reminder. The bunker is built to squeeze them and to measure what leaks out first. Theo orders a trajectory change. It works, the payload drops away, and Walter congratulates them for passing the first test. They move into quarters and find gifts on their bunks. Bug gets a notebook, Cole gets adult magazines, Emily gets origami paper, Theo gets 3 decks of cards. Kepler's way of saying, enjoy your prison. Theo reports to the infirmary for a routine psych check with Emily. The questions are standard, but the history is not. Theo admits he is angry, confused, and depressed because he proposed, and Emily ended it. Emily only says it is complicated, which explains nothing and somehow makes it worse. At dinner, Emily announces vaccines because tight quarters increase infection risk. Cole pushes back, then gives in after Theo and Bug tease him. The days slide into routine. At first, it is bearable. Cole exercises, records diaries, and jokes for the public, including one about drinking recycled urine. Emily folds origami and runs evaluations. Bug works on experiments. Theo plays calm leader while clearly not okay. Isolation blurs the days. Then on day 26, a violent explosion hits from above. The bunker rattles. Emily guesses it is a fake scenario, maybe an asteroid event, but Bug says it makes no sense. They should not be near an asteroid belt. Alarms blare. They try contacting mission control, but nobody answers. The system reports a problem with solar power retention. Cole checks the batteries. Fine, so the issue may be the solar panels. Still thinking it is a test, Theo orders energy conservation and focus, but doubt is in the room now. Later, Theo catches Emily trying to contact Walter in secret. She says it is protocol, but doing it alone makes Theo suspicious. It drags up the pre-mission moment when Emily asked if being involved with him was a mistake. Theo said he did not care. Clearly, she did. Alone, Emily studies old photos of them and cannot delete them. So while the bunker pretends to be a ship, the people inside orbit regret. Months pass and the routine cracks. Cole grows irritable. Bug gets quieter. Theo holds the group together. Emily monitors everyone, but she looks like she is carrying something heavier than stress. On day 200, Emily gives another round of vaccines. Soon after, Cole uploads a video and sees a message flash on screen. Emily is poisoning them. He blinks, and it is gone. 18 days later, Bug catches a mouse in his lab and shows it off like a new roommate, proud like he found company in the void. Cole says it is unsanitary and must go. Bug refuses. Cole grabs it and crushes it under his foot. Bug explodes. Theo steps in. Cole shoves Theo. They fight until Emily breaks it up. Later, Cole sees blood pouring from his nose in the mirror, then realizes most of it was not real. Another hallucination. He goes to Emily, shaken. She says he is probably dehydrated and mentally worn down, and tries to ground him by talking about his life. Cole admits he barely has anyone. His parents shipped him to boarding school, stopped visiting, and never really came back. When the mission chews him up, there is nothing warm to hold on to. He flirts with Emily again. Lonely more than bold, and she shuts it down. Back at the computer, another message appears. They hate you. Then an old childhood photo fills the screen. Something breaks and he slams the keyboard. Bug is unraveling too, differently. Near the end, he withdraws completely. Emily finds he will not even leave his room properly. A jar of urine sits outside his door, and the walls are covered in a giant maze he draws again and again. He is drowning in guilt over leaving his young son, Sam, and the guilt becomes visions. Bug sees Sam crawling through a vent, follows, and suddenly stands in what looks like a child's room where Sam sits on a swing, calm as if none of this is strange. Sam asks how long his father will be gone. Bug says, "A long time." Sam vanishes. Bug is back in his room, alone. By day 373, the crew is barely holding. They hear banging from above. Protocol says ignore it, so they try. That night, Cole hears movement again and investigates. In the kitchen, a filthy, sick-looking man stares at him like a nightmare. Cole panics and backs into Theo. Cole alerts the others while Theo finds the stranger trying to escape through a vent. The man collapses. They drag him to the infirmary. Emily sedates him. Cole says the stranger came through an access panel near the science module, meaning someone got in from outside. Bug says the man looks half dead, raising the question nobody wants. What is happening out there? Before answers come, Bug collapses. Emily feels strange too, takes pills, and goes to bed. During the night, the computer reports a critical oxygen problem. Theo wakes up gasping, pounds on doors, and gets Cole up. Emily does not respond. Theo breaks her door down. She is not breathing, so he does CPR until she jolts back. In that moment, the mission stops feeling like an experiment and starts feeling like a coffin. Theo and Cole check the stranger. He is gone, vanished. Now they are in full panic mode. Cole thinks the intruder caused a breach, mixing outside air with theirs. Theo points out fresh air should not make things worse, and their oxygen has been dropping for a while. Emily warns low oxygen can cause headaches, memory gaps, distorted thinking, and hallucinations. So the visions, paranoia, and breakdowns might not be random. Theo says they leave now. Cole refuses, still clinging to the belief it is another test, and quitting would make the suffering meaningless. Theo pushes. Cole turns aggressive. The argument spikes. Before it becomes a full fight, Bug steps in and knocks Cole out cold, dropping him like a switch got flipped. At that point, whatever this mission was supposed to prove, it has already gone too far. After knocking Cole out, Theo makes up his mind. He wants out. He tries the hatch anyway, like stubbornness might change the locks, but it does not move an inch. At the main hatch, he discovers something terrifying. It cannot be opened from the inside. Whoever built this place made sure the crew could not walk away whenever they wanted. Then, Theo remembers the intruder. If that man got in, there has to be another way out. Theo and Bug head for the kitchen vent. They crawl through and emerge into a world that looks nothing like the green landscape they were promised. No grass, no sunlight, no normal life. Only darkness, cold air, and dead, dusty land that feels more like another planet than Earth. Outside, the air tastes wrong, even through the suits, and the cold bites through the fabric. The dust hangs low and lifeless, like it has been sitting there for years, waiting for someone to notice it. Before they climb back in, Theo tells Bug to collect a dust sample. Back inside, Bug studies it and finds a mineral that should not be there, something more associated with lunar rock than Earth soil. Cole still refuses to accept any of it is real. He insists the bunker was moved into some giant enclosed set, maybe under a dome, and the vaccines were mind-altering drugs meant to trigger fear, paranoia, and suggestion. Bug is not comforted. He starts to wonder if they are already dead. With no better answers, the crew suits up and goes out. They trek through the wasteland for what feels like forever. On the walk, Theo keeps checking the horizon for anything. Smoke, lights, a road, a sign that Earth is still Earth, but the landscape gives him nothing back. Bug is disturbed by the missing trees and total silence. At one point, he hears children laughing near a swing set, but nobody else hears it. Even outside, their mind still cannot be trusted. They find an abandoned house. Inside, everything is ruined like it was left behind in a hurry. Theo discovers a family photograph of the intruder. Emily finds a map with nearly every location crossed out, except one town, Tranquility. It is the only lead, so they follow it. After a long walk, they reach Tranquility. The air is breathable. They remove their helmets and call for help, but the town feels wrong. Dark buildings, empty streets, no answers. Cole even throws a rock through a window, still nothing. Theo can feel the town watching them through windows, like Tranquility is holding its breath and waiting for them to blink. Then they spot a diner with lights on. Outside, they meet Zell. Startled, he invites them inside for food instead of answering questions. It feels wrong, but they go in anyway. Inside, it gets stranger. Zell's friendliness feels rehearsed, like he is reciting hospitality from memory instead of living it. Cole says some people look familiar, like reporters from the press conference. One woman looks exactly like the model from one of his underground magazines. Whether imagined or not, it rattles him. Zell asks if they have seen other survivors. Theo pushes for answers. Zell says nobody really knows what happened, only that a black object appeared in the sky, released a massive dust cloud, and the world changed. Asked how Tranquility survived, Zell says they got lucky. Cole notices Zell's hearing aid and decides it is an earpiece. He believes Walter is feeding Zell lines and controlling everything nearby, that this is still a staged experiment. Zell offers them a place to stay for the night, but says they must leave in the morning. Cole says he needs a drink. Theo refuses to let anyone split, so they all go to the bar. It starts calm. They drink, watch, try to hold together. Then Cole flirts with a woman and slips away with her. Hours pass. Cole never returns. Theo, Emily, and Bug go back to the diner. Theo and Emily sleep. Bug takes first watch, but in the bathroom his mind flips. He is in a hospital room with his son Sam in bed. Bug asks the doctor, and the doctor's face says enough. Sam is gone. When the vision snaps, Bug notices a menu showing the diner's real owners, and they are not Zell and the woman from earlier. Something is very wrong. He tries to warn the others, but he sees Sam again in the hallway. The boy runs, Bug follows, and the hallway loops until Bug runs into Zell. Morning comes. Theo and Emily ask about Cole and Bug. Zell calmly says they came to the diner alone, that there never were two other men with them. Now Theo knows this place is rotten. Zell blames oxygen deprivation for memory gaps and hallucinations. Theo does not buy it. He searches for hidden microphones or surveillance gear, certain someone is watching. Zell slips and tells them to go back to the ship. Theo freezes. They never said ship. When Theo points it out, Zell pulls a knife. Emily orders Theo to back off and leave. Outside, a dust storm is tearing through town. Brutal wind, near zero visibility, streetlights dying one by one. In the chaos, Theo and Emily get separated. Theo stumbles into the diner's kitchen. It is a nightmare. Blood smeared everywhere. Bug's teddy bear on a shelf. A refrigerator chained shut. He finds a man locked in a cage begging for help, opens it, and the man runs. As Theo tries to escape, a cook stabs him in the stomach. Wounded, Theo staggers outside and reunites with Emily, who is being trailed by eerie residents. They hide in the bar. Emily treats Theo's wound, and Theo notices she has a proper first aid kit, even though the bunker supposedly was not stocked for this. The bartender spots them and goes for help, so they run again. They hide in the empty house. Theo finally asks what Walter said before the bunker. Emily admits it. Walter forced her to break up with Theo beforehand to test whether they could still perform under the stress of a breakup. If she refused, she would be removed. Theo rages. They could have faked it, but Emily says Walter would have known. He was always watching, checking, controlling. Theo is hurt because she never told him. Isolation was the study, but Walter was tearing them apart before the hatch closed. After resting, Theo and Emily head back to the bunker. Cole and Bug are still missing. Theo seals the hatch and sees 3 men approaching outside. The locals followed. He grabs a fire extinguisher. First he blinds the bartender with a spray and smashes him down. Inside, a cook blocks him. Theo overpowers him, kills him, and takes his knife. Zell gets close to Emily. Theo grabs him, but Zell breaks free and claims Cole and Bug are alive back in town. He sets his knife down and offers peace. Theo pretends to agree, lowers his guard just enough, then slams the table into Zell and starts hitting him. Zell fights back. Theo is wounded and exhausted, and Zell knocks him down, trying to drive the knife into his chest. Then Emily makes the choice. She stabs Zell from behind. He drops, and at that exact moment, the bunker countdown reaches 0. Bright lights flood the room. A recording plays. There is applause. Walter appears on the screen, smiling like none of this was insane. He congratulates Theo and Emily for completing the simulation and tells them it is time to come outside. Theo and Emily stand in stunned silence. After everything they saw and lost, they do not know if Walter is telling the truth or if this is one final layer of the nightmare. Holding hands, they turn to the hatch. It opens, and with that chilling final moment, the movie ends.